through here. Unusual place for a nest, isn't it?
Yes and no. I mean, it's not unusual to see them down there. They like to be, even like over in the shrubbery on the far right. I've seen them, you know, like a couple feet up off the ground. They'll get way back in there. I've seen them over there before too. But generally, they like to be, you know, about 3 feet up. Sometimes 6 feet up. But on the islands out there, they like with all the cormorants that are out there, they get pushed down low. So we'll even see them nesting on the ground out there. But they prefer to be up a little bit up off the water.
Tons of turtles.
Yeah, there's a lot of turtles. We'll see them even like throughout the morning. You'll see more and more. We had most of those are painted turtles and pond sliders and some map turtles. But a couple weeks ago when I was out here, there were 2 really big spiny soft shells that were sitting out there together over in the rocks on the island on the far right. But I haven't seen them yet this morning. But they were really, I mean, they were like platter size. Yeah, they were pretty big.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I've never seen one of those.
They're common in the rivers around here. Sometimes if you can get down to where you can walk along the shore of like the DuPage River, you'll see them sitting up on a rock where they're just out of the water, their shells out of the water.
Look through here and you can see them right here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it does change a lot. You know, as the water level changes and, you know, different birds are here. Cormorant numbers are just sky high, so.
Still like that, huh?
Yeah, and we've seen most of the herons, the great blues, kind of get pushed out into the natural areas, like out in the trees on the islands and on the strips out there. You'll see them, you know, up in the tops of the trees.
Yeah, I see a big, there's a big rookery on the far bank, way.
Yeah. But what's interesting then is if you look out there, and even that's why we're seeing mainly carp out there, but apparently there's plenty of food for them because they sure stick around late into the summer and into the fall. When I was a kid, this was just tremendous bass fishing in here, and crappies, and I mean just, you know, pan-sized crappies and big bass and everything. And if you went in there now, I mean, first you have to wash yourself really good because the water's really dirty, but you probably wouldn't find a lot of the sunfish species in there anymore. The numbers of birds is one thing, and the other, there's like 3 or 4 things that are affecting it. The numbers of birds, the runoff from the road, especially in the wintertime, you get the salt coming in off the road, so that the water's actually, they've done some testing, and it's actually what they consider brackish. Seawater's 25 parts per million salt, and what I heard from our ecologists was that the water here is like 17, so it's like really nasty. But again, when this was a gravel quarry, you know, you had that scooping off the bottom, and that kept that underwater spring open to feed clean water into it. And plus, the water level was a lot higher when I was a kid. And this lake actually had a tile that attached to that lake, and they would keep it clean. So you had this circulation going on too. And since the gravel pit closed back in the early 80s, and this is just really just sitting here and not doing anything. You don't have that water coming in off the spring on the bottom, and plus you don't have, the water level's probably 6 feet lower or more than what it used to be. So you don't have that connecting to that one. And the other lakes out here, on the other side of the tracks, like the Turtle Lake side, there's actually a quarry on the other side of the road that pumps water into there. And if you're there at the right time, you even see it going down the waterfall. Yeah, exactly. And plus, there's a natural flooding in the spring that floods into the creek. So then you have that effect as well that kind of keeps that a little bit cleaner. If you ever look on Google Maps of this site from above, this lake is almost like a fluorescent green, and the rest of them look kind of normal.
Yeah, it's just sad. Well, it was a gravel quarry to begin with, so they hit a spring, and that's what did it. And the water quality would be nice. I was 7 years old. I was a Boy Scout. This is my first destination for town.
Here's this whole complex here, and this is the lake where we're at. So you can see how green that is, and the rest of them are all, you know. The green one is this. It's just because there's so much organic material and nitrogen in the water. In fact, even if you just look along the shoreline there, you can see it starting to form. And it gets this film over the water. And a lot of that is just, like I said, bird poop and everything. Yeah. You know what? Right now it doesn't look too bad, but when we get into the summer and we get those hot days and stillness, and you don't have the wind, and it'll
the circulation.
Exactly. Even if you get a little close to it, it starts to smell too.
I bet it wasn't too good when they had that nightclub over in the corner over there.
Back in when my dad was a kid, that's what they
really,
said.
you remember that?
I remember that thing was a bar. We were kids and we were
The old Powell's Mill,
with a windmill on it and stuff.
Yeah, they used to, in fact, that's what made them have to stop swimming. Up to the point up here, and this little pond that's right here was actually is a. This bird that I'm going to put it on is in a nest. It's a black-crowned night heron. It's actually state endangered, and the mom is sitting on the nest. She's like down in the supports under the tower, and every once in a while she'll get up and turn herself around, and you can see the eggs underneath of her.
Why don't you show Daddy? You can see the birds in the nest. Show Daddy. Is Daddy close to the tree? But did you see the baby? And there's one standing on top of the nest.
Yes. I thought it was
Yeah, I did see some baby egrets.
Do you see the babies? Don't touch it, don't touch it. Pecking at them.
I think I found another black-crowned night heron nest. Right in. There's.
Well, you know,
Oh yeah.
right behind her, the other side of the house, there's good size fishing nest. So, that's where I go. I say, hey guys, let's go over there.
That's right.
I went there with my grandson last year, and I couldn't catch anything.
Looking at it. Where the two tall towers are in the middle, the one on the left, like if you go down in line with it. Okay. I know there's one guy that wanted to walk through the woods, so he might be coming around the loop. But we'll probably be heading down there in a little bit. We'll let you know. Let us know if anyone comes.